Welcome to Campus Housing. I'm excited to show you around Eydt Village today. My name's Nathan. I'm a first-year accounting and financial management major, and this is where home is for me right now. I'm excited to show you around today because I remember what it was like to be in your shoes, trying to decide which university to attend, which program, and where to live. I wanted to live in residence because I wanted the chance to meet new people and build relationships in my first year. Coming to campus, I did not know many people that went to Waterloo, so I felt it was important to live on residence to make new friends with people I go to school with. I'm going to show you a day in the life of a student living in residence, and we'll talk about all that residence has to offer as we go through the tour. But first, let's talk about Eydt Village, or REV for short. REV is a traditional dorm-style residence, and it's just one of our on-campus residences. It's just one of 3 traditional-style residences we have on campus, and REV consists of 4 quads. Each quad has 5 floors with 48 residents and 1 don living on each floor. The floors are co-ed, but each wing on the floor is single gender. I live in a double room, so you get to see that today as well. This is the front desk, and there are assistants here 24 hours a day. The front desk provides so many helpful services. You can get things printed, send and receive the mail, or rent out games and equipment. I have used the desk a ton of times to sign out pool and ping pong equipment, which we'll talk about really shortly, and I use the front desk to answer any questions I have regarding the residence. My desk also has earplugs in case things get loud, and double-sided adhesive, which helps me hang up the posters I have in my room. There's also an IT service desk in Village 1, so you can go there if you're having any tech problems, and it's completely free. In my first term, a couple weeks before exams, my computer crashed and I lost all my files and notes that I had saved on my computer. Thankfully, the IT support at V1 was able to retrieve my files by the end of the day and save me from a really horrible situation. I think is the best kept secret in residence. This area is a great spot to hang out at REV and where most people eat all of their meals. There's a pool table and TV, and some of our community events such as coffee hours or game tournaments are held here. A lot of people study here as well. My floormates and I play a game of ping pong or pool after dinner sometimes before we go back to our floor. This is also where the laundry room is located. You can pay for the machines using your walk card. If you don't know how to do laundry, no problem, just ask someone. It's also a good way to make friends at the beginning of the year because a lot of people are learning too. Personally, I like to do my laundry on Sundays or weeknights and bring my computer down to the community center so I can do work, watch any sports games, or Netflix while I wait for my laundry. So this is our eatery, Revelation. It's one of our 3 residence eateries, the others in Village 1 and Claudette Miller Hall. There's a ton of great options, including hot meals, customizable sandwich and wrap bar, Campbell's Fresh Soup Bar, stir-fry meals, hot and cold beverages, and much more. A vegetarian hot entree is available every lunch and dinner, plus there's a large selection of grab-and-go items to ensure you can always find something to eat. A lot of the food is made from scratch and purchased locally. My favorite thing to get in the eatery is the fresh bagels. I have one every morning to start my day off right. There's a ton of fresh food options in the cafeteria, which is really great. It makes the food that much better. If you have any special accommodation needs, whether it's physical, mental, or sensory, we work very closely with accessibility services to make sure you get the type of housing you need. There's a form that needs to be filled by a medical professional, and all those details are available on the website or through our office. If you live in Eydt Village or a traditional style residence, you're required to have a meal plan, and you can choose one based on how much you eat. The great thing about our meal plan is that you're able to use our meal plan at any food service locations on campus. This includes Starbucks, Tim Hortons, Subway, and more. You can also add flex dollars, which is money that can be spent anywhere a walk card is accepted and not just on food. Personally, I love spending my money at Campus Pizza. It's a pizza place across campus at the University Plaza by CMH and UWP that I really love. It's under a 30-minute walk, but they also deliver, which is really convenient. And the best part is they're open until 4 a.m., so you can order pizza at almost any time. I live in West C on the 3rd floor in a double room. There's about 48 students in my building, and we have an upper year student called a Dawn that looks after us. Rev floors are L-shaped and split based on gender. There's 2 specific gender washrooms per floor. Safety is something that we're really proud of here at Campus Housing. It's one thing that a lot of people like most about living here. My floor is locked and only my housemates and I have access by using our keys. This here is my room where I sleep, study, and hang out with friends. One of my favorite things about our rooms are the large windows. We also have a community lounge in our house, so if you ever don't feel like hanging out in your room, you can always go to the lounge. All the furniture was here when I moved in, so I only really brought what I needed to make it feel like home. For example, I brought a fridge, which I think is really important. It helps keep all my drinks cold. I keep leftovers in there, and inside my fridge I have my Brita, which is one of my favorite things inside my room. At first, I didn't know my roommate prior to moving in, and we had only texted each other a few times before actually meeting in person. It was a nerve-wracking experience for me, but my roommate and I have built a relationship and become close friends. When I first applied to housing, I wasn't sure what to expect with having a roommate. The great thing about residence is that whether you're a bit nervous about having a roommate or not, it's such a supportive environment. Housing staff take your preference into consideration when assigning your room and roommate. For example, which buildings and room types you prefer, whether you are living in a living learning community, you're messy or clean, or like loud music and so on. Once you move in, there's a lot of support to help you have a great relationship with your roommate. Most students who meet their roommate on move-in day end up having a great experience. There are 24 of us that share this bathroom, but our class schedules are all different, so I've never really had to wait. All of our residences also have inclusive bathrooms in the common areas to accommodate for different needs. The bathrooms are always clean, which I genuinely appreciate. While I'm responsible for cleaning my own room, our resident attendant, Carla, cleans every day and takes care of all the common areas. The cleaning staff is one of my favorite things about living here. They're always checking in on you and often leave little cards or treats during exams and holidays. Carla is great to chat with when you feel homesick or stressed about your studies as well. As I mentioned earlier, each community has a Don, who's an upper year student that has experienced the highs and lows of being a student here. My Don Jared really brings us together and helps build community on our floor with floor meetings, one-on-one check-ins, and events. And one of my favorite events was a card night we had as a floor in one of the lounges in our first term. If you need someone to talk to about adjusting to campus life, or if you have any health or wellness concerns, there's a counselor in residence to help, and all the Res Life staff have been trained for crisis or emergency support. Our counselor in residence meets with students from all over campus in both of her office locations, MKV and Needles Hall. One of the biggest benefits of living in residence is that you have access to academic resources like drop-in tutoring, study skill sessions, and extra quiet hours during exam time. Research shows that if you live in residence in your first year, you are more likely to get better grades and reach graduation. You can also apply to join a living learning community for some programs, where you live near other students in the same faculty or program and are mentored by an upper year student called a peer learner. For example, I'm in the SAF Living Learning Community, or the School of Accounting and Finance Living Learning Community, and my neighbor in residence is in the same program as me, so we're able to help each other out and hold each other accountable for our work. I've been really inspired by all the student leaders I've met in residence who create a positive experience for current and future students. It's also one of the reasons I decided to become a residence ambassador. Some of our quads have specific study lounges, which are great to use during exam time and are typically very quiet. The Rev Gym is also a great resource for students because you don't have to leave your building to work out. Unfortunately, the gym has been closed due to COVID all year, but the hope is to have it open and ready to go by the start of next year. If you're interested living in Rev or any other residences, be sure to apply by the June 1st deadline to guarantee your space in residence. After that, if you're placed in campus housing, you'll complete a second form where you share all of your preferences. The staff then work to place as many students as possible in one of their top choices. There's a page on the website that describes how this works in great detail. Wherever you're placed, there are many opportunities to meet new friends and have a great time. If you walk away from this tour with one key message, I'd like it to be this. Living in residence is so much more than 4 walls and a bed. You can get that anywhere. What makes the residence experience at Waterloo so special is the people here, the great staff, the Dons, the other students, as well as the opportunities to grow in your academics, socially, and as a leader. Whether your home is close by or thousands of kilometers away, choosing to live in residence is totally worth it, and it really feels like home. Thank you for giving me the chance to talk to you about Rev today, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.